Hi guys, and welcome back to If Only April. So today we're gonna continue our Christmas with April series, and this is probably my most favorite episode ever. DIY gifts. And not just any DIYs, but easy to make DIYs from wood. Yes! Oh my god, this is so exciting. So today I'm gonna show you how to make 6 easy and fun projects from wood that you can give to loved ones and that they actually need and want, and I guarantee they're gonna love it. I already showed you how to make a lot of things from wood that you can actually make as gifts, so please make sure to check them out. I'm gonna leave you the link in description, and I mean, you can see them here. Ding, ding, ding. Make sure to go and check them out, but let's just get started with today's DIYs. Oh my god, I'm so excited. So the first thing we'll be making a lazy Suzan pencil holder, and I already made one a couple of years ago, but I made it from the log and I didn't have a log this time, so I decided to give it a different design and make it from 4x4 block and customize it a little bit with my new toy, which is like a Dremel Versatip. I love that thing. Cut 4x4 at the desired length. Mine is about 4 inches and makes almost a perfect cube. Then cut the base from 1x3, mine is 3 inches wide, and make a square. Make holes on the top of the 4x4 cube. Pinch the small holes first for the center of a drill bit. Use a tape to make sure the holes are the same depth. Then we need to assemble a lazy Suzan turntable. And it's so easy, let me show you how to do it. Use small head screws and attach one side of lazy Suzan to the bottom of the pencil holder. When one side is attached, move the second half at 90 degrees and position it so it could drill a hole through the base of the pencil holder. Drill the hole all the way through. Just keep in mind that it should be big enough to fit the drill bit and a screw. When you have that hole, turn it around and place it on top of a 4x4 cube. Take a drill bit and screws and drill them through that hole, attaching the second part of lazy Suzan. It can be a bit tricky, but definitely can be done. To make your life easy and to place the lazy Suzan correctly, I would suggest to pre-drill pilot holes in the second part of the lazy Suzan. So now that the lazy Suzan is in place, it's time to decorate it. Oh! To decorate this one, I chose to try my new Dremel Versatip and make a city landscape scene. It was so much fun to try myself in pyrography, and I'm sure this is not the last project I'm doing it with. I mean, well, you're gonna see more in this video. In the end, I finished my lazy Suzan pencil holder with a Minwax natural stain, and it was ready! Let me know which version do you like better, the older one or the new one. I mean, I love them both, and as usual, I cannot decide which one is better. But let's get to the next one. Another super simple project is this round wall shelf, because you know what? I don't know anyone who would say no to a shelf. Okay, next project is also super easy, and we're gonna be making a round shelf from the round plywood. It's actually not a plywood, I think it's, I have no idea. I got this thing in the Home Depot, and yeah, it was for I think $5, and we're just gonna put a shelf on it. Super easy project, and I think it would make an absolutely gorgeous present for Christmas. First, you need to measure the length and placement of the shelf. Cut 1x4 to length. I placed mine at the 1/3 from the bottom of the circle. Draw a line with a pencil where the shelf will go. Drill holes for screws all the way through the circle. Take wood glue and add it. Use clamps to secure the positioning. Flip the shelf over and add screws from behind, one by one. So very important moment, choose very good quality screws, because I had this IKEA screws left out and they're so bad. It's just like as soon as you start working at it, you know, like it twists the metal and yeah, it just goes bad. So I opted out for the construction screws that I use for most of my project, that they have this star head. That's the best in my opinion. Let it dry and apply the coat of stain on the top. I used a preconditioner to treat the wood before I stained it, but this step is completely optional. I used weathered oak for the top of the shelf and light cacao by Bear to paint the bottom. To hang it on the wall, I just used picture hanging hook that I added on the back. I'm not planning to put anything heavy on it, so it should be just fine. Okay, so this project took me a bit of sweat and blood, and it took me some time to complete it, even though I thought it's gonna be so easy. And we're gonna be making this thumb book hold. If you don't know what it is, this thing is just awesome, so don't miss out. I would say that it requires a little bit of intermediate jigsaw skills, but with a little bit of practice, I'm sure you can get a hang of it. I mean, mine wasn't perfect, but I still absolutely love it. Draw with pencil the lines on the wood. Using clamp, attach boards to the table so it doesn't move. That's very important. And then start cutting the bottom curves. Slowly move so the cuts are more accurate. So you see, at first I thought that it's better to start by drilling the hole first and then cutting it with a jigsaw. Oh, how wrong I was.
So I a bit adjusted the measurements, and it's gonna go right here on the top, and we're gonna cut it with a jigsaw now.
Okay, we're gonna try it one more time.
Yay! Second time was a charm. So I started from this side, see, and then we're gonna put a hole somewhere here, and then
it took a couple of tries, but then I realized that the best part is to start with the bottom curves. Second time was definitely a charm.
Okay, and now the last step, we're gonna cut with the jigsaw a curve over here.
Then drill a hole for the thumb above the curve. Following a guiding line, cut out the top curve. Well, it sounds so easy, but it wasn't that easy to do, and I ended up with a bit of more curves than I wanted to. Sand it super smoothly with 80 grit paper and then make your way up to 220.
Listen up, my friends. After a lot of polishing, it took me a while. I actually started loving it. I mean, fine, it's not even. I mean, it was supposed to be even, but besides me and you, no one knows about it. So let's just pretend that it's not supposed to be even, and it just looks fabulous.
Then you can apply a stain to finish or leave it there. Oh, and you can also play with the wood burning tools and add some customization. Now we'll be making a charging station for the phone, which is so cool. And I also added to it this clay coaster so you can put the glass of water in it, because as we all know, the first thing in the morning you should do is to drink a glass of water. Do you drink a glass of water in the morning? Take a scrap wood. I used red oak that I had left after making a dining table. Measure the width of your phone to determine how wide and deep you will need your inlay to be. Mark it on the wood. Set up your plunge router. I use Dremel router and I must say it's a powerful little thing. I used a round bit to make this inlay for the phone. Start router with a bit slightly touching the wood and then slowly make your way deeper and deeper, plunging down bit by bit as you go. It was my first time using it, so please don't judge me harsh because we all need to learn somehow. So that was like my first experience with a plunge router. Take your charger cord and measure the diameter of the connecting piece. Get a drill bit of the same size or a bit bigger and drill a hole throughout the inlay. When the inlay is ready, sand it by hand using 220 grit paper. It should be very smooth so all the imperfections that were made by poor use of this plunge router could be gone. I mean, almost all of them. Take a charger cord and put it through the hole from underneath. Mark the positioning of the cord on the back and using the router make an inlay for the cord. Then you need to take a crazy glue and attach the head of the cord inside the pre-drilled hole. Sand this phone charging station smoothly and finish it off with wax or stain. I added a clay coaster to the final product for a nice touch to put a glass of water on it because, as we all know, water is so important and this is the first thing you should drink in the morning.
So this project is quite fun and we're gonna be repurposing this old cooking board. I mean, I just found it in my house and I haven't used it for a while. So let's see what we can do with it.
First, you need to make a support for a phone or a cookbook, whatever going to be standing on it. You have a few options how to do it. First one is using a router. Since I was so excited about using a router, I decided to go that route again. Take a scrap board and with a round bit, go over an edge, creating a rabbit cut. With a bit of practice, it's not that complicated, but yes, it did take me a bit of time. Second option is the easy one, and I didn't think about it from the beginning, to use a cove molding or shoe molding. Easy peasy. Glue the support for the phone to the board. I used wooden glue and I think it's enough since it won't be holding anything heavy. From scrap wood, cut a small plank at 30-degree angle. It will be acting as a support for the stand. Adjust the height of it, and the angle would depend on how close to the table you want it to lean. Using small hinges, attach it to the board with angled side to the board. It would be leaning towards the table. And then finish it off. Since the board was in a beaten up shape, I didn't want to stain it and just painted it instead. If you're planning on painting this thing from the beginning, do that before you're assembling all the parts. I guess I was too eager to see the final result and didn't think about painting it before attaching hinges, so that's why I had to go through an extra step of taping all the hinges and painting over it. Okay, and this project is so totally for me because I wanted to have the bathtub tray for so long and I finally decided to make one for myself because you know what? Mom deserves a Christmas present too, right? This one is super cool because it has a wine holder and it also has the stand for the book, but let's just see how easy and simple it is to make it. Measure the outside distance of your bathtub, basically how wide you want the tray to be, and then cut your 1x8 to length. From 1x2s, make two boards approximately 7 inches each, and those will be stoppers on the bottom of the tray. Measure the distance between sides of the bathtub from inside. It could be easier to make your project there and mark where exactly you need the stoppers to go, so go to the bathroom and just measure it there. Use wood glue and screws to attach the stoppers from the bottom. To make a place for a wine glass, start with marking the perfect placing. Make sure to keep in mind where the book will stand and other things. Lay it out the best you can before cutting. Take 1-inch drill bit and drill a hole for the wine glass. Use a sacrificial board under to prevent wood from chipping. Don't forget about this. Using jigsaw, cut out the path for the wine glass. Easy peasy.
How happy the mom is now.
To make a book holder, you'll need a 1x2 and a piece of molding. Screw it from the bottom to the main board and you're good to go. And then you can customize it as much as you want. And don't forget to add some water-resistant stain to it because it's going to be in contact with water a lot and you don't want it to go bad very fast. So now tell me in the comments which one is your favorite and which one you're gonna be making for Christmas as gifts to your loved ones. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new here, please subscribe and hit the notification bell button to be notified when I'm posting new videos. Also, please make sure to like, share and comment on my videos. It's gonna help my channel a lot and I would really appreciate that. Thank you so much. I'll see you next week. Bye!